So what's going on, everyone? The best swing strategy to figure out where price is going to go, to believe it or not, is to see the underlying story or narrative behind price bars and volume. That's it. That's how we can tell the people with all of the bread, what they're doing with the bread, if they're actually getting in position to see price increase, or are they trying to get up off the bag because they know that the market's about to go down. That's the best strategy that you guys have when it comes to stocks. If you guys want to learn more, I'm your boy. Keep it locked right here. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, because you will begin to see that it is possible to win at this game. Now let's go ahead and talk about it, because Quantumscape is the stock that we're going to talk about on this video. Now, look at this though. We did a couple of videos for Quantumscape going all the way back in the day. You know, I've been doing these videos for years, and the thing about TradingView is that it actually keeps your predictions here. So we did a price prediction in Quantumscape back in 2023, September 29th, 2023. We was talking at that time about this stock. We was looking for it to go down at that time, and it did. It didn't take long. It didn't take long for Quantumscape to hit our TP price, maybe a week or so. 10.46%. Now, when I zoom out, you guys can see that the market in Quantumscape ultimately came all the way down here to $4, almost $5. So if you saw my video back in 2023 and you sold it around, or you bought it back around $5, you got 25.5%. All right, so either 10.46% or 20.78. Well, 25.5%. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's go back to where we are at in the current. Boom, just like that. So now you guys can tell from the price bars in Quantumscape, I would say post before June 2025, like look at the price bars, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, the volume picks up, the stock comes to life. Yeah, it's probably joining in with a lot of the AI hype, and this stock is riding the wave. Now, today we're going to try to figure out if this stock is still a buy though. And we're going to show you some things on different time frames that would tell you if big money is backing this company or this stock, because they will always put their money where their mouth is. Yeah. So let's go ahead and break this down. Now, first, we're going to talk about certain areas that we think there's a majority of buying or selling going on. That's the first thing we always need to do, is when we come to any new territory, we need to make sure that we draw up where the sellers are and then where the buyers are, because it gives us a point of when we want to enter and also exit with the big money. All right, so now let's go ahead and draw these areas. The first one is up here. This is our first sell pocket in Quantumscape. Here's the next one right here. Okay, now the first buy pocket we want to look at is here. I like this area right there. Now, these pockets is very important for us to know that somebody, we don't have a name, we don't have a face, but we can see what they did. Somebody didn't want Quantumscape to fall below $13 on October 22nd. Well, how could you say that's true? Because the next couple of days, the market in Quantumscape wasn't traded at $13. That's the power that the market has, that the big money have, is that they can keep prices from going below certain levels, because if it goes below that certain level, they will begin to lose out on their position, and they don't want to lose. Okay, so this is the next pocket right here that we can definitely tell somebody wanted to buy Quantumscape, and then the market ran up. Now, the biggest story here on this daily chart that I want to show you is how this market, even though it is reflecting selling during this time frame, okay, let me zoom in so you guys can see it. These bars right here, These are sell bars, meaning that somebody was getting up off their position. Market ran up $18, like cool, I'm about to bag my profit. So they was selling on all of those days. The crazy part though is that when you see a market sell, the natural reaction is for price to do what? Exactly, fall. It's supposed to go down. And when you don't see that happen, that's a dead giveaway that somebody was up in this mug buying the stock around like 15 bucks, right? All right, cool. That's going to be important. Now let's look at Quantumscape on the 2. Okay. You can see that we are hitting prices at a point where we would expect to see some reaction to lower prices. That's on the 2. Here it is on the 3. So like I said, don't forget that somebody was really trying to sell the stock right around there. Okay, so these 3-day price bars, this one and this one, definitely represented someone trying to sell out of their position. And then on the opposite side, on these 2 3-day price bars, this one and this one, somebody was definitely willing to buy. Okay. And it is at this point that this is where the market is being, the war is being waged between those 2 buyers and sellers right there. So that's why on this 3-day price bar is very bullish. This gives us, at least on the 3-day chart, that the market in Quantumscape is definitely leaning towards higher prices. Here it is on the 4. Even here on the 4. Okay. Let's not forget these time frames. Here it is on the 5. It looks a little less that buyers are actually more interested, given on this 5-day bar the market closed off of the highs right there. So it tells us that sellers entered over the last 5-6 days. Here it is on the wiki chart. Very bullish there on the weekly. That would be price bar there. Here it is on the 2 weeks, 3, 5, and then for the month. Okay. Now we're going to look at this on an hourly chart to see precisely where these buyers are. So yeah, I like that area right there. Let's look at this on a 3. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, 5 hour. Now we're going to try to focus on this area right here to see if the market is getting any data with people really trying to sell or people trying to buy. Okay, because this is a buy pocket right here in Quantumscape. All right, look at this on the 3. So let's look at this price action here. Do you think the sellers or the buyers won? Who do you think won? To me, I think the buyers are winning just by a little bit. Here it is on the 2 hour and here it is on the 1 hour chart. You guys can see right here that these buyers really is trying to hit this. I mean, sellers are really trying to hit this stock right there when the market closed today. And they definitely try to come in at around 1 o'clock. So you can see that the sellers is really coming in the market right there. And then right here. Okay, so these 2 areas would probably be my biggest concerns to see the stock going up higher. These 2 pockets. Okay. Here it is on the 330. So yeah, unfortunately, I can see the sellers hitting on these 2 330-minute price bars. So we may see price initially go down in Quantumscape. Okay, that looks pretty good there. You guys can really see that somebody was really keeping the stock up right there. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to go ahead and anticipate this market trying to go up. Okay, now that being said, these sell pockets up here could be an issue and a problem. The nearest one is on the hourly chart I've shown you right here. Okay, And then our next target is going to be this next sell pocket around $16.46 to $16.56, 4.61 there. And this is our third one, around $16.89, all the way up there to $17.50, 10.42%. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't want the market to come all the way down here, but it's there. Especially if these sellers up here on these three sell pockets continue to inundate the market with selling, this next buy pocket is definitely a hit. So we're going to add that to it, and then we're going to run up our prediction all the way up here to all-time highs again then. Or I don't know if it was all, maybe zoom out. No, it wasn't all-time highs. To highs that we haven't seen in a while, shall I say. All right, so that's it, y'all. I'm done. Give me your thoughts. Let me know. Make sure you maintain profit and trade different, because I'm telling you, that is where your edge is.